Welcome to the Effortless English Show with the world's #1 English teacher, AJ Hogue, where AJ's more than 40 million students worldwide finally learn English once and for all, without the boring textbooks, classrooms, and grammar drills. Here's AJ with a quick piece to help you learn to speak fluent English effortlessly.
I'm AJ Hogue, the author of Effortless English, Learn to Speak English Like a Native. Father of the Effortless English System. I train you, I teach you. You speak English fluently. You speak English powerfully. You speak English effortlessly. When you join and commit to my VIP program now at effortlessenglishclub.com, commit and don't quit at effortlessenglishclub.com. We're back. Back after my vacation. I feel good. I did get some extra sleep. A little bit. Slept a little better. Feeling better because of that. Very nice. Hope you had a good time also. Let's talk about intensity, because another thing I did during the vacation, I did a little bit of extra Japanese. I did a little more intensity with my Japanese learning. So I'd say before I was doing maybe 6 to 7 hours a day, and then during my vacation last week, I was averaging over 7 hours, some days 8, so 7-8 hours. So I got a little bit more time in, and I've really experiencing myself now the benefits of increased intensity. Let's move things on my screen. So intensity means, doing a lot in a short time. When we're talking about English or language learning, it means just doing as much as possible in a short time. And of course, we're doing our challenge now, and our continuing challenge, is about maximum intensity. It's a 4-month challenge. A little bit long, not super long, but a little bit long. And the idea is to make a breakthrough. This is a nice word in English, breakthrough. You can kind of even imagine the meaning of the word, right? To break through something, right? So you can imagine maybe the idea is there's a wall in front of you, right? Maybe a wall or a fence, but imagine a wall, like a brick wall, and it's stopping you. You want to go forward, but there's a wall in front of you, so you have to break through it, right? You break a hole in the wall, and you go through it, and then you go forward. And so a breakthrough, in general, the general meaning of breakthrough is like a big improvement, like a sudden big improvement. Like, so maybe you're struggling, you're fighting, you're trying, but you feel you're not moving, right? You have a plateau, you are stuck, you're frustrated, you feel your improvement is too slow. And so during these times, we want a breakthrough. We feel like there's something stopping us. We just can't go forward, or not very much. And so we want to take big action at that time. Big action, intensity, right? A lot of action in a short time, a lot of effort in a short time. And then we can break through that wall, break through that plateau, break through that problem, whatever it is, and make this sudden big improvement, big jump, big improvement. That's why we are doing this challenge. And we just finished our first month. August was the first month. We're starting our second month, right? September now. So I thought the first thing we do today after my vacation, coming back, let's discuss this idea a little bit of a breakthrough and how people are doing after 1 month. Now, something I noticed is that I have improved. Meaning, not so much my Japanese has improved, not yet. 1 month's not enough. But improved, I mean, I'm able to do more now. So when we first started, I actually started myself maybe 2 weeks before the challenge. I've been doing this about 6 weeks. And I was maybe doing 5 hours a day. And that felt like a lot to me at that time. It felt like a lot. I would get mentally kind of tired. If I tried to do more, it was hard to focus, hard to do more. And then during the challenge, I was kind of getting up into 6 hours, and then starting to average around 7 hours. And then, like I said, last week, I was getting closer to 8 hours of total Japanese, total listening plus reading. Mostly listening for me. Maybe I'll do 30 minutes to an hour a day of reading, very slow reading in Japanese, which for me is just studying the characters, really. But anyway, I've noticed that my stamina, it's kind of like running. It seems kind of like running. It's the same idea. Like when let's say you're a little lazy, a little fat, your endurance, your stamina is low, and you want to become a runner and you want to run longer distances. And so maybe you start off and you can slowly jog for 5 kilometers, 3 miles. And that feels like a lot. It feels like a lot for a while. 5 kilometers. You're doing that every day and you feel good. Man, I'm running 5 kilometers every day. This is great. But after 5 kilometers, you're tired. But of course, what happens? Your body adapts. Your body gets better. Your stamina will get better. Your endurance gets better. And so eventually, maybe after 1 month, maybe longer, shorter, eventually 5 kilometers starts to feel easier and easier and easier. And eventually 5 kilometers feels like super easy. Like, this is short. And at that time, naturally, it's very easy to increase your distance. You can do 6 or 7 kilometers. Or maybe you do a long run on the weekends and you increase that run every week. 10 more minutes, 10 more minutes, 10 more minutes every week, right? So 10 minutes would be about a kilometer. So, you adding 1 kilometer every week. And so it just gets more and more and more, and it grows and grows and grows. And it really doesn't feel so difficult. When you do it like this, building naturally like this, letting your body change and get used to the distance. And then when it gets stronger, add a little more distance. Let your body adapt and get stronger again. But you're not jumping suddenly a huge amount. This works very well. I've used this to run marathons before. I've used this to train for long hikes. And this is the most effortless way to do it. It just is a natural, what we call plan or strategy to very gradually increasing. And I think it's kind of the same with your English listening and reading time. I'm noticing it's the same for my Japanese, is that I'm not forcing myself too much. So in the beginning, like I said, 5 hours felt like a lot. But then after a month now, then I went to 6. And now, 6, 7 hours it feels actually fairly normal. Like I'm kind of used to it now. And now I'm starting to push myself, try to do a little more. Another thing I noticed with Japanese, the characters. It's called kanji in Japanese. They come originally from the Chinese characters, but it's called kanji. And in the beginning, they just seemed impossible to me. Or maybe not impossible, but just very frustrating, very difficult, and I avoided them. I just had in my mind, I'm not going to learn them. I don't want to deal with that. It's too much, And then a few weeks ago, I changed my mind, but then I decided, I finally found a method that seems to work for memorizing them and learning them fairly well. And I decided I'm going to do 20 a day. And then I started doing that. I did that for maybe 2 weeks. But then I started to get really tired. Like I started to feel like, I wanted to avoid learning the characters. It was too much. 20 a day was too much. It was starting to feel stressful because every day, 20 more. And I felt, I still don't know the old ones really well yet. And so the stress started to build. And I realized, okay, just relax. Just drop down, do fewer per day. And then maybe later, those will feel easy. And then I can go back to doing more and more. So I did that. I dropped it down to like 5 a day. And 5 a day started to feel very easy. Now I've increased it to 7 a day. And now I'm up to about 10 per day. So I think it's a better way. I think intensity is great, but I think that with this kind of building up the intensity, building up the amount, we have 4 months. So this is enough time for you to do it gradually. Don't make yourself stressed out. This should be enjoyable. It should feel enjoyable. So if you are trying to do 6 hours per day listening, for example, maybe this is your idea. If it feels stressful to you, if you're starting to feel stressed about it, relax a little bit. Just drop back to 5 hours a day or drop back to 4 hours a day until it feels good, right? You're pushing yourself a little bit, you're trying a little bit, but you're not stressed. You're not stressed. This is important. It's the same with your reading. If you're reading and, you decide, I'm going to read a difficult novel, and you try to push yourself to read something very difficult, but it starts to feel stressful. Every word you don't know, like 80% you don't know. And after a while, after a week or 2 weeks, you're like, oh, this is stressful. I'm using the dictionary. Again, you just don't force yourself too much when you're feeling stressed. It should not feel stressful. Drop back and read something that's a lot easier. Not too easy. I mean, you want to push yourself a little bit, but not super difficult. And you can just know when you feel that stress. When the learning English starts to feel stressful, this is a sign you're pushing too hard or trying too fast. And all you need to do is drop back, relax a little. Don't quit. Don't completely drop back to being lazy. Just drop a little bit. So it's a little challenging, but not too much. And do that for a few weeks. Do that for a few weeks, maybe for a full month. And then after the month, that little bit will start to feel easy. Then you increase. Then you do a little more. You do a few more hours. You do something a little more difficult. And you push forward a little more. It's just like with a runner. You add a little bit each week. And then after 4 months, you're ready for a marathon, right? After 4 months, you are doing a lot of listening every day. After 4 months, you are reading a lot more every day. Or reading more difficult things every day, right? You're pushing yourself, but you've got to find, it's kind of that magic middle, right? We call it in English, it's an idiom. We say sweet spot. Sweet spot. It's the perfect point in the middle. Not too difficult, not too easy. Not too stressful, not too boring, right? It's like the story with the bears, right? Goldilocks, the 3 bears, right? Not too hot, not too cold. Not too hard, not too soft. This is the way to do it. So it's a little difficult, but not too much. And then then you keep going. Eventually it feels easy again. Now you do a little more. And this is how you do it. And I think this is the best way. So I encourage all of you with your challenge, don't worry too much about who's at the top, okay? Like if you're trying to do 2 hours and it feels good to you, if that's the sweet spot for you, the 2 hours a day, perfect. That's great. Don't be stressed out. Don't think, someone is doing 10 hours. Don't worry about it, okay? If 2 is your sweet spot, great. Just stay with 2 hours a day for a few weeks. When 2 hours starts to feel very easy, jump up to 2.5 hours and then do that for a few weeks. You don't jump up to 12 hours, unless you want to. Some people like to jump in and go, really hard. That's fine. But a lot of people like me actually like to more gradually increase step by step by step by step. That's how I like to do it. It's kind of like, in a pool. If you have a cold pool, you want to go swimming. Some people like to jump into the deep end. They just jump in immediately, right? And, those are the people who will jump and do 12 hours a day immediately. That's okay if you like that. But other people, like me, we like to start in the shallow end, right? Just walk into the cold pool and then very slowly, a little more, a little more, a little more, a little more, and then we're swimming. That's how I like to do it. So either way, just know yourself. But the key point here is that this challenge should not be stressful. It should feel fun and exciting and motivating. So if it feels stressful, relax. If you feel bored or lazy, do more. Very simple. Okay, a couple more points and then I'll come to the questions and comments. Excuse me. Point number 2, Business English Conversations is ready. The course is ready. My Business English course is ready. So watch your email. This month, in September, I will be sending emails to my subscribers, my email subscribers. You will get emails with a link or links. I'll send a few emails. Links to the Business English course. And in the email also, there will be a discount code that you can use. So you should subscribe to it's free, my email. It's a little newsletter, and you'll get some, link. My emails, I just send you emails with a link to different videos of mine, some of my older videos about nice topics. So sign up for that. It's the same website, effortlessenglishclub.com. On the bottom of the page, you'll see the email form. Just enter your email. Just be sure if you want that Business English course, join my email list so that you get the discount code. That's coming this month. Okay, finally, a couple points about movie and book club. We will start our new book club this coming Saturday. Our new book, Your Money or Your Life. Your Money or Your Life. We're going to learn more about money, becoming financially free. This fits with my Business English course. It fits, in general, it's an important topic for me because we need financial freedom. To be free, to be more free in this modern world, we have to have some level, some kind of financial freedom. That's what my Business English course is about, being more free in your job and career, and more happy. And this book, Your Money or Your Life, is a whole system. It's a very kind of detailed system to become financially free. So get the book, Your Money or Your Life. Vicki Robin and Joe Dominguez are the writers. We'll do an introduction Saturday. So we'll do kind of a general introduction to the book. So you can read chapter 1, you can read the introduction if you want to. Finally, movie, I think we'll probably finish The Matrix next week. This coming Sunday. Some of you, it might be Sunday right now, but anyway, next Sunday, we will do The Matrix again. Maybe the last, I'm not sure, we'll see. But I'm thinking we'll probably finish The Matrix on Sunday. I have decided on our next movie. Our next movie after The Matrix, after we finish The Matrix, we will do the movie Jerry Maguire. Jerry Maguire is a movie with, I was going to say Tom, no, what's his name? Tom Cruise. It's kind of an older movie again. I think 90s also, another 90s movie with Tom Cruise. Very nice movie, very positive movie. I like it a lot. When I was teaching long ago, teaching in schools, I used to use this movie. I would use the movie technique in my classrooms, and Jerry Maguire was one of my favorite movies to use. I really like it. It's got a lot of positive messages in it, and probably we will go more slowly. The good thing about Jerry Maguire, The Matrix is kind of a sci-fi action movie, but Jerry Maguire is more of a drama, and therefore Jerry Maguire has a lot more talking. A lot more talking. So there will be many more scenes in Jerry Maguire of people talking and talking and talking. And of course, that's good for us for learning English. But it means, like The Matrix, there's a lot of action. So we kind of skip the action parts. So we did the Matrix movie quite quickly. I think Jerry Maguire, we will need to go more slowly. I just remember, just from the past when I used to teach Jerry Maguire, that there are a lot of conversations in Jerry Maguire. There are a lot of idioms, a lot of idioms in Jerry Maguire. It's also kind of interesting. There's a little bit of cultural stuff in Jerry Maguire with American sports culture, because Jerry Maguire is about a sports agent. Tom Cruise is a sports agent, and his main client is an American football player. So we see a little bit about American football, which is kind of unique to America. They have it in Canada too, but it's really, I'd say, more of an American sport. So there's a lot of good little. There's also some very famous lines in Jerry Maguire. So just like The Matrix has some famous lines like "Take the red pill or the blue pill." There's some famous little phrases from The Matrix. Jerry Maguire also has some famous phrases. Like "Show me the money," and there's several in the movie that became famous. So anyway, we will do Jerry Maguire as our next movie. All right, well, let's check in now with you all, with our live audience. Welcome back, everybody. Hope you had a good time at the end of for the Northern Hemisphere, end of the summer. We're into September now. It's still hot in Japan, but, hopefully fall is coming. Yeah, somebody recognized the title of today's video comes from a song. Deep and wide, break on through to the other side. That's a line from a song, old song. Yes, like Tata says, hello everybody. The second month of the challenge has started. We're moving into our second month. So the idea here is that, okay, you had your first month, August. It doesn't matter how much you did. Don't worry about it. Okay, if you did 30 minutes a day, average in August, fine. If you did 10 minutes a day, doesn't matter, okay? Whatever you did now, September, try to do more. That's the idea. Each month, we're going to jump up. So if you have an average 30 minutes a day in August, try to do an hour a day in September. If you did, some of you might not be able to do this. There are a few people doing like 12-hour days or more, and you might not be able to add time. But if you can't add time, if you're already doing a lot of time, then try to find another way to improve this month to make it better. So maybe you try to be more focused. If you're doing 12 hours a day, I guarantee you're not focused 100% every minute, unless you're superhuman. Okay? So there's probably some times when you're a little more distracted during that time, which is normal, but try to make that less. Try to be a little more focused, a little more concentration when you're listening or when you're reading. Or try to increase the difficulty. If you're listening to, things at one level, maybe this month you try to increase the difficulty of your listening or your reading. Just a little, not too much, but just try to add a few things that are a little more difficult, a little more challenging. And we'll do each month, we'll try to jump up. I'm trying to do this myself with my Japanese, just a little bit increase in the difficulty. Adding a few new audios and things, and a few new reading things that are a little more difficult. Okay, we got lots of comments. Okay, Tahira says, AJ, I lost my motivation. What should I do? Don't worry about it. Start new. Today's a new day, or tomorrow's a new day. Just start again and go. I don't know why you lost your motivation, but it doesn't matter. Make some changes. Maybe you were getting bored. Maybe you were getting tired. Maybe you were stressed. Whatever. But just start again. Choose a amount of time that feels a little easy, but not too easy. Maybe find some good material, some good audio, or some good books that look interesting to you, and just start new. It's a new day. Start again. Yeah, just a big hello to everybody. There's so many people saying hello. Then I'm just going to say hi. Hey, Julia. Julia is one of those people doing a huge number of hours a day. Silvia, hi. Segura de la Sierra, Spain. Nice. Emilio, good to see you. Cardo, good to see you again. Cardo says, where were you, AJ? I was on vacation. Maybe you missed it, but I said I was going on vacation for a week. I got some extra sleep. I did sleep a little more. I feel a little better. All right. Abraham is asking I just answered Ibrahim's questions. All right. Now, this is an interesting question. Alexander Mendoza. Hi, AJ. Do you think singing practice is good to improve our pronunciation, train our muscles? I'm from Nicaragua. You're awesome. I love your videos. Maybe. I don't know there any research about this, but I don't know for pronunciation. It's a good question, actually. Yeah, I think so, maybe. I think maybe it would help. I did singing practice for about 1 year myself. Now, not for foreign language learning. I did it for public speaking like this, podcasting and just general speaking, because I was destroying my voice. I was doing public speaking. I was doing seminars. At that time, I was doing a lot more seminars, live events, and I was yelling and it was destroying my voice. And I just thought I need to learn how to use my voice better. And also, I didn't like my voice. It was too high up here all the time. I'd get excited and always up here. My voice was always very, very high like that, and kind of tight. And so I wanted to improve my voice for the show, and for my live events. So for 1 year, I did singing practice, and it helped a lot, actually. You can go watch some of my old videos, like, 10 years ago, my very old videos. You will notice quite a change in my voice between then and now. And that came from specifically voice training, singing training. So it definitely helps public speaking. It'll help your voice in general. You just, singing practice just helps you learn to control your voice. And it does help your ears a bit. You start to hear pitch better. Pitch is like high and low, like, right? There's something called high. You start to realize, how do you create a high voice? In singing, they call it head voice. This is why we call it a high voice, because you actually are kind of pushing the vibration up higher into your head. You can actually feel when you're singing or even speaking in a higher voice like this, that the vibration is way up here, kind of in your mouth and throat, and even sometimes up in kind of the front part of your head. These areas, the vibration's higher. And if you want to make your voice much lower, it's called chest voice, because the vibration, you'll feel when you do it correctly that the vibration is happening more down in your chest, down here. And then, of course, there's something called, what do they call it? Middle, I forgot the name, but anyway, it's kind of like in your throat, mixed voice, where it's between the lowest chest voice and the high, and it's kind of in the middle. You also learn how to relax your throat more, so you even when you're high or low, the sound is stronger and better. I think all of this could help pronunciation. Maybe not the only thing, but if you want to do some singing, it will help your voice in general. Even if you're like, I'm not a good singer, but it helped my speaking voice a lot. It helped my singing a little. Yeah, so here's Nasser says, in the beginning, the challenge seemed hard for me, but now I listen 6 to 7 hours per day. It has become like a habit. I don't need to think about it anymore. Indeed, this is you adapting, right? And just like your body adapts to running more and more time, your mind will adapt to listening more and more time, or reading more and more time. It will feel a little difficult in the beginning, and then a month later, the same time feels easy. It becomes a habit, and you don't need to think about it. Then you can push yourself if you want to and try to do a little more. Thank you, Sergey. Sergey says, hi from Ukraine. Bless you. You're great. Thank you very much, Sergey. Appreciate it. Brazil. Hello, Brazil. Celso. Julio. Is it Julio or Julio? Thanks, Anand. Good to see you too. Yeah, see, here's Fong says, I do exactly 2 hours per day. I listen to your podcast 1 hour. I listen to your course 30 minutes and some videos as well. It gives me 2 hours. I hope it'll improve my English skill. Thanks, AJ. Yes, it will improve. It certainly will. So that's great. 2 hours a day. Now, if you want to do the challenge, try to do 2.5. Add 30 minutes. This month, do 2.5 hours a day. If you can, try it. Just to add a little bit more. Okay, well, Sergey says, I'd like to jump into the pool and into the water on the beach. But in terms of English, I do it slower, step by step. Right, fair enough. This is also true. Right, in some activities, some areas of life, maybe we like to jump in immediately. In other areas of life, we want to go slowly. Like in the pool, cold water, I like to go slowly. Some other things I do like to jump. Like if I go traveling, I'll just jump in. I just get a ticket and go to a country and travel. I don't need a lot of planning. I don't need a lot of anything. So yeah, we all have our different preferences. Yeah, like Daniel says, here's what Sadi said poetically. An Arab horse gallops twice in a race. A camel ambles gently night and day. And to amble, nice word, means to kind of walk along slowly. It's kind of like the turtle, the story of the turtle and the rabbit race, right? That the turtle wins because he just keeps going. The rabbit runs and then he stops and takes a nap. Namal says, what about interviews? I just today I made a list of people to email. I've got 3 or 4 people. 1, 2, 3, 4. I've got at least 4 people I want to interview. One person is Vicki Robin, the writer of the book we're doing, Your Money or Your Life. I need to figure out try to find her email, but I'll do that, and I'll try to contact her and talk to her. If we can get her to do an interview, it would be great. Acharya will be back again. I've got a couple language people I want to interview. I'd like to talk to Steve Kaufman again. It's been years since I've talked to him. I'd like to talk to this guy who teaches Japanese. He learned Japanese. He's American, but he's got a whole system for learning, and it's really quite interesting and very intense. And who else? Oh, there's another money guy I want to interview. So anyway, I've got several people I want to do. We'll do more interviews. Oh, this is cool. So Slavika says, hi, Jay, welcome. Listening to short stories and reading subtitles at the same time has been really helpful for me this month. Yeah, that's a good idea. I started doing that with Japanese just this week. I found a website, has some anime cartoons, but they have subtitles in Japanese. And what's really cool is that I can, find a word in the subtitles and then put it in a little dictionary very quickly, and like online and like Google Translate, and then I'll see the meaning, and then I keep going, and it's just like these little stories. It's quite nice. So it's kind of listening and reading at the same time. Okay, Zera says, how can I learn English literature efficiently? Please help me. I'm studying at the Department of English Literature. It's so hard for me. Well, yes, because that's basically the highest level of reading. Okay? That's very difficult. I mean, these are, this kind of high level of literature, meaning, fiction that is written very artistically. It's hard because the vocabulary is difficult. The sentence structure can be very more complicated and difficult. So you're at the very highest level. What I would recommend, this might seem strange, but I would recommend drop down and read easier things first. Now for you, what would easier be? Easier would be fiction that's like popular. I would call it popular fiction. Popular fiction. For example, Stephen King. Who else? Tom Clancy. These are like men type stories, but a romance writer. Help me, guys. What are some famous romance writers? You understand the idea, though. So basically, read novels, but But instead of literature, which can be, quite a high level in terms of vocabulary, difficulty, and all of these things, just reading novels, but that are more for popular novels. Stephen King's a good example. He's probably got 100 or 200 of them. I don't know. If you like that kind of story, kind of scary, then you could do that. Tom Clancy, it's about military stuff. There are lots of mystery ones, romance, whatever you like. But I would jump down to that because you probably find the vocab and everything, it still might be a little difficult, but maybe a bit easier. And you could kind of build up and then you build back up. And it would still help you in your studies for literature. So that's my recommendation. Actually drop down to some a little bit easier things first and read a lot of those books, and then you'll go back up and the literature will be easier. Ibrahim Ali says, I'm sure you're going to tell us more stories about your journey to financial freedom. For example, living in your car. I can't wait for the book club. Oh, I will. I'll tell more stories, my own stories. I will. Evgeny, I think. Good to see you. Motion, good to see you. Great movie. Yeah, Ramiro Ramon says, great movie, Jerry Maguire. Yeah, it is a good movie. It's a good movie. Okay. Which is more important, grammar or vocab? Vocab. Oh, this is cool. Lisa says, I'm driving now to Germany, but I can listen to you. I wrote my experience with the challenge on Gab. Great. Yeah, guys, get on Gab. We got our Gab group, gab.com. Follow me at AJHoge, AJHOGE. If you're watching video, you can see it here. Gab.com. That's our group. Lots of us. We're all on Gab now. Twitter's dead. Facebook's dead. Oh, yeah, I forgot. Tata's listening. She's learning French, but she's had the same experience. I improved my endurance listening to French this month. My brain adapted. I can listen to French audios longer. I'm still lost understanding people outside. I'm eager to jump to a new level. Yeah, I know the feeling. But, little by little, little by little. Denny says, should I be watching movies although I do not understand everything? It depends how much you understand. If you understand almost nothing, I think it's a waste of time mostly. Some people disagree, but I find so I'm very low level, right? I'm just 1 month, 6 weeks studying Japanese. So if I watch a Japanese movie, it's just wasted time because I don't understand anything. So it's just noise. I can pick out words a little bit, but it's not a good use of my time. It's much better for me to listen to an audiobook that's easier, or some kind of story or something, that I can at least understand, have a chance to understand more. So I would say it just depends on your level. You don't need to understand everything. That's not necessary, but you need to be able to understand the basic idea and, many of the words. Now, what you can do is you can go slowly through the movie. You can watch the movie several times, many times. You can watch one scene several times. You can try to use the English subtitles and, look up some of the words in a dictionary and all these things that can make the movie still useful to you. Interesting. MSC says, I am so in love with English, I'm starting to feel exhausted speaking with friends using my native language. I feel it's wrong, but I can't help it. Strange problem. Yeah, that's interesting. This is what Tony Robbins calls a quality problem. It means it's a good problem to have. You're getting so comfortable with English that now you feel uncomfortable with your own language. I think it's just because you're so focused right now on improving. It won't be a long-term problem. I think you're fine. Oh, now I have to check this guy out. What about interviewing Mr. Jim Quick? He's a master of better memory. Before I watch right now, he helped me a lot. I'll check him out, Namaz. Remind me on Gab, if you will. Send me a message with a link to him. I could use his advice too. I've got a lot of vocabulary to learn. Yeah, okay, see, Elena, this is a cool idea. This is why I'm doing the book club. Elena says, during your vacation, I read the Rich Dad, Poor Dad book. After each chapter, I watched the Effortless English Book Club, where you explain it chapter by chapter. It was so cool. I got the message of the book. Thank you, AJ. Yes, that's how you do it. Or you could do it the other way. You could watch the videos first and then read the chapter. And then watch the video again. Do what you need to do. But I'm doing the book club to encourage you to try to read the books also. I'm just trying to go through this very quickly. Okay, now Ali asking about Pimsleur. What do you think about Pimsleur method? Is it useful? So I know some people don't like the Pimsleur stuff. Like a lot of these polyglot guys that speak 20 languages or something, they don't like it. But I actually like Pimsleur. I'm using Pimsleur right now. I like it for total beginners. Now you all listening to me now, no, you don't need Pimsleur. Okay, you're way past Pimsleur. Pimsleur's for beginners. Okay, I know they say in their marketing that it's like intermediate, some of them, but they're not. It's beginners, all of it. But for a total zero level beginner, you know nothing, I think Pimsleur is really great. Now, the weak point of Pimsleur is vocab. You don't get vocab, not much. You get very little vocab. This is what everybody criticizes about them. But, okay, so what? Doesn't matter. The strong point of Pimsleur is it's audio. You're learning with your ears. I love that. So you can walk around and just listen to it, and it's audio learning. So it's very good for that. Number two, it teaches a lot of grammar, but without grammar rules. You're actually learning a decent amount of grammar with Pimsleur, but they never say this is the past tense, this is the present perfect, blah, blah, blah. They never say any of that. You don't have to think about that. But just through listening and doing the Pimsleur there's lots of little situations. Like a woman comes up to you and says, "Hi, what do you say to her?" That kind of thing. And I think it's good. I think it's well designed. The other weak point of Pimsleur is very expensive. For what you get, it's expensive. But the strong point is it's audio. I find it's not too difficult. So for a beginner, it doesn't go too fast. And you actually do, like it's helped me with my Japanese grammar, basic Japanese grammar. I kind of understand more of it intuitively, like naturally I understand it because of Pimsleur and also because of mini stories. So yeah, I recommend Pimsleur. I think it's fine. I think it's good for beginners. Okay. Oh, okay, Antonio, I can do this. As soon as possible, could you please catch a Tony Robbins video, maybe a short video, and translate it with simple English? Yeah, I'll do that again. If you have a specific Tony Robbins video you like, send me a link on Gab, so I'll look at it, and I could maybe do that. Julia Lehmann says, I feel a really big improvement of my listening comprehension. Now I can watch movies in English and understand 90% without subtitles. Whoa, nice. Before the challenge, I could watch movies only with English subtitles. That's a big improvement in 1 month. That's the power of intensity. That's fantastic. Julia, fantastic. Congratulations. Excellent. Tata says, do you speak Japanese with Tomoe? No. Much too low. Her English is, she's fluent in English, and my Japanese is 1 month. So, no. I speak to my babies. I speak Japanese to my babies. Sawadee krap from Thailand. Thank you, Rin. Sawadee krap. Pomrak Thai. Nihongo ganbatte. Thank you. Nihongo ganbatte. Arigato. Ganbarimasu. Okay. I'm not sure how to pronounce your name. Joshongir Irismatov. Should I look up translation of words while I'm reading? Yeah, you can. I think it's best it's easiest to do this when you use an ebook, right? Because if you have the dictionaries on your ebook reader, like if you're using a tablet or something, you can just touch the word and it will pop the dictionary and show you the meaning immediately. So you don't waste time. You do it very fast. So yeah, you can do it. That's helpful. Thank you. Okay. The letter G in my name is pronounced G as in Glasgow. G. Evgeny. Is that correct? Evgeny? Lalov? Let me know if I got it right. Alamin Ali says, I don't like the school method. When I'm at school, my English teachers only focus on grammar. I feel depressed. Now I feel comfortable after following the effortless English method. Wonderful. Thank you. Okay, yeah, you're asking me like 10,000 times about Jordan Peterson. I'm not a fan. In the beginning I thought maybe he was all right. I don't really like him now. I think he's not quite honest. I've read quite a bit of stuff about him and changed my mind about him. Another great movie. Slavika says, several of us watched the movie Captain Fantastic. Beautiful movie. Yeah, we can do that one in the future. I like it too. Homeschooling. What do you think about Goldlist method? The X. I'll talk about it later. I'm trying it. We'll see. I haven't been doing it long enough yet. I'm skeptical. I'm not sure it's going to work, but I'm trying it. But I need give me a couple more months. I'll give you my opinion about it. I'm good. Okay, well, we got to get going. I have to go take care of babies. Reza says, in my personal experience, I have followed AJ's method. I've been improving tremendously. I'm in the United States. I can feel it, how much it is helpful. 100%. Keep going. Fantastic. Very good. All right, I'll take one more, and then we're going to go, guys. Okay, so this is another kind of, I'm a big fan of yours. My speaking voice is tight. How do I fix it? Look up, okay, so the singing lessons will help this. This was my problem. I would get tight throat. Like singing or even speaking, I would make my throat, right, would get very tight all the time, which caused my voice to be higher a lot. But also, it would also just destroy my voice when I was speaking for a long time. So anyway, what you can do is practice singing. There's a few really easy exercises you can do to learn how to keep your throat more loose while you're speaking. Even when you go high, if you want to speak high, it's okay, but you can still keep your throat more relaxed. Okay? So this will save your voice, and it will just gives your voice, it sounds nicer. It just does. The kind of singing lessons I did, it's called, speech level singing. Speech level singing. You look online. You just have to do a search. You can probably find some exercises online about this speech. I think it's called speech level. Is it speech level? I think it's called speech level singing. The idea is basically you're not forcing yourself to speak. You're not shouting. You're not like, trying to. The idea is that when you sing, you're relaxed, like when you're speaking. That's the idea. And there's some exercises. They do these weird ones where you're like, where you kind of do your lips weird, but it teaches you to relax while you're going up and down with your voice. All right, guys, so that's it for today. I'll be back again tomorrow, back on the show schedule as usual. So again, to recap means to review. Let's see. Number 1, intensity. Increase your intensity. We're doing the challenge, so let's all increase a little bit in September. So it doesn't matter. You had some number in August. You had an average number per day in hours. Increase it in September. You can increase it 10 minutes. You can increase it 30 minutes. You can increase it 1 hour, whatever. But just try to do a little more this month in September. We still have 3 more months, September, October, November, for our challenge. Number 2, Business English Conversations course is ready. Watch your email. And then, of course, we will continue. Book club on Saturday. We start the new book, Your Money or Your Life. Your Money or Your Life. And we will probably finish The Matrix on Sunday. Movie club, that's on Twitch. All right. Lots of love to you. See you on Gab as usual. And join my VIP program at effortlessenglishclub.com. That's where you sign up. That's where you commit, don't quit. effortlessenglishclub.com. See you tomorrow.